Near the town of Greenfield, there was a beautiful meadow with a small village. In this village lived a young boy named Samir. He was very hardworking and honest, but one habit always made him unhappy. He constantly compared himself to others. Whenever he saw his friend Ishan, the smartest student in class, he thought, "I wish I were as smart as him." When he saw his neighbor Sam, who was very rich, he thought, "I wish I had as much money as him." Even when he saw someone running fast, he thought, "I wish I could run like that." Slowly, Samir started feeling disappointed all the time. He couldn't focus on his studies, and he lost interest in his work. He felt like he could never be as successful as those he compared himself to. One day, a wise sage came to the village. People said he had the power to teach life's greatest lessons. Samir wanted to meet him, so he went and said, "Guruji, I work very hard, but whenever I see someone better than me, I feel sad. I feel like I will never be as great as them. Please help me." The sage smiled and said, "Meet me at the ancient oak tree tomorrow morning. You will find your answer there." Samir found this strange, but he decided to listen. The next morning, as the sun rose, Samir reached the old tree. The sage was already waiting for him. "Look around, Samir. What do you see?" the sage asked. Samir looked around and said, "I see many different trees. Some are tall, some are short, some have many fruits while others don't." The sage smiled. "Now imagine if this apple tree started complaining that it is not as tall as the pine tree. And what if the pine tree felt sad because it doesn't give sweet apples like the apple tree? Would that make sense?" Samir thought for a moment and shook his head. "No, Guruji, that would be foolish." The sage nodded. "Then tell me, how does this meadow look to you?" Samir looked around and said, "It looks beautiful and balanced." The sage smiled again. "That is the truth of life. Just like every tree has its own purpose, every human has a unique journey. The apple tree gives fruit, while the pine tree gives shade. Both are important in their own way." Samir still looked a little confused, so the sage took him to a pond nearby. "Look at the fish swimming in the water," the sage said. "Now, see that bird flying above. If the fish started complaining that it cannot fly like the bird, would that be fair?" Samir thought and replied, "No, Guruji. The fish is made to swim and the bird is made to fly." The sage smiled. "Then why do you want to be like someone else? Your strengths are different. You also have talents that others don't." Hearing this, Samir suddenly understood. He realized that every person is special in their own way. Comparing himself to others was only making him unhappy. From that day, he stopped looking at others and started focusing on his own strengths. He worked hard, learned new skills, and slowly started feeling confident again. Years later, Samir built a successful business and became the most respected person in the village. Whenever someone asked him the secret of his success, he would smile and say, "A fish cannot fly and a bird cannot swim, but both are great in their own way. You must focus on your own journey. Recognize your strengths and create your own path to success."